Continuing in our section on the quote process, next up we're going to talk about how to assign insurance companies. And obviously this only applies if you're going to have more than one broker bid on the insurance. If you're going to have the current broker handle their insurance renewals, no need to talk about assigning insurance companies. This is a really critical and difficult thing for clients to do properly, and we think often that the failure to assign insurance companies properly ends up costing clients significantly, probably 20% or more on their premium. They almost certainly don't realize it, but it's that significant. It's so important to align the right broker with the right insurance company. All the brokers are going to come in and they're going to make their case as to why they should be involved on your insurance to begin with, and secondly, why they should be assigned a number of insurance companies. And they're going to make arguments with regard to premium volume. Gee, I got the largest premium volume with ABC Insurance Company, so I should work with ABC. They might make an argument based on their loss ratio or their personal relationship with the underwriting manager. They golf every month with the underwriting manager, whatever the argument is, and all those arguments can have legitimacy. So it's somewhat difficult for clients to figure out exactly how to assign insurance companies. We also think that there isn't necessarily a guarantee that if you go with the bigger brokerage firm, you're going to end up with more clout. That can often be the case, and bigger brokerage firms tend to have more clout with more insurance companies. But small insurance agencies can have a lot of clout with 2 or 3 or 5 insurance companies. And so size isn't necessarily the differentiator at all times in terms of selecting insurance companies to work with particular brokers. So what do you do? Well, typically what we will do is we'll recommend that clients ask each broker for their top 3 to 5 choices by type of insurance, by line of insurance, or by type of insurance. And try to assign the top 3 to each broker that will bid on the insurance. This isn't always possible, of course, but we tend to see that over time, most clients only see 2 to 3 quotes for any one broker that bids on their insurance, no matter how many insurance companies that broker sends an application to. 2 to 3 is very consistent in terms of what clients will see in terms of real quotes from any one broker. Obviously that doesn't always apply, but it's very consistent in our experience. And so it makes sense to us to say, why assign more than about 3 insurance companies to any one broker if in fact you're only going to see 2 to 3 quotes to begin with. So we think this is a pretty good process to start with. The question becomes, how do you deal with the incumbent broker? Well, we do believe that it makes sense in most cases, if you have a good broker that's helping you already, that broker get first choices of insurance companies to work with. And typically we recommend clients allow the incumbent broker to have the top 3 insurance companies to work with, and then leave the rest of the marketplace open for others to bid. But whatever the top 3 choices are, there's no discussion. Those 3 go to the incumbent broker. We think that's a pretty fair process. We do think that brokers that incumbent brokers that come to the client and say, look, let me approach as many insurance companies as I can, and then if you want to have somebody else come in, they can have whatever's left over. We think that's a big mistake, because if brokers are approaching 7 or 10 or 15 insurance companies for workers' compensation or one type of insurance, it's very likely that you're only going to see a couple of quotes anyway, and basically what is happening there is that the broker is likely just blocking markets or flooding the marketplace, which we've described elsewhere as a tactic simply to prevent competition. That's not always the case, but we think very consistently that it usually is. So we would recommend not allowing that to happen. You want to favor the incumbent broker if the broker's done good work for you, but maybe not defeat your purposes if you're interested in having competition at all. You really want to assign markets carefully and make sure that every broker has a chance to win that is in fact bidding. We strongly recommend to clients that they don't allow brokers to be involved in the process if the broker only gets one of their top 5 choices. If the broker gets number 4 and that's the only thing that's available, we typically would recommend to clients that they not have that broker involved. It's very unlikely the broker will come in with a winning bid, and so that would be our recommendation.